shela no bua nne ke ntate wa Mosotho ha se ke maseguma ke Lesotho ke fihlile mona ka 93 mona mpodi
ke nna Bande Salvador Bande nna ke tswa ko Mozambique
ndiphuma e-Eastern Cape apha empanengi ndize ngomalume wami wayesebenza khona apha ndabe sengithola ispace ke ukuthi ndisebenze nami apha.
My first day in the mining industry was on the 2nd of January 1981.
Ke na le 37 years ke sebetsa AngloGold.
It was on the 2nd of July 1985. I joined AngloGold, or at that stage it was Anglo-American.
I stayed 5 years now.
I've been with Anglo for 33 years.
I started in 1987. I was 20.
Ngoku ndina 29 years with Anglo.
Mona mo ke sebeditse nne ke na 27 years ke sebetsa mona mining. 27 years ke sebetsa mona company.
Ke na le 21 years ke sebetsa mpodi.
ke fitile mo mining mo AngloGold ka 96.
I joined this company in 1997.
Ke go monana 206 18 November.
Ngaqasha ngo-2008 enyangeni yesi-5 nge-27.
Abe kumnandi kakhulu le 12 years endisebenzile ngizomanga.
Yeah, I still remember it as if it's yesterday.
I was afraid. I just came from school, so I didn't know what to expect.
Ukusuka from endlini ndandijulukile ndimanzi. Ngisoyika ukuthi I wonder ndiye endaweni enjani.
My experience of a mine was Gold Reef City kind of thing, and you drive 70 kilometers outside of Johannesburg and it's almost like nothing going on, and then you get into this huge bustling place. It's very intimidating.
I was like fascinated about the logistics happening in this place, how you come in. It was very complex because you have to clock, you have to wear PPE. There's a whole lot of things you need to do before coming in.
Ik ben de eerste dag onthou dat hulle my fotootjie geneem het vir my kaartjie en die access. Vir die hek te doen.
Die hoeveelheid mense wat ons hier by die myn het, die verskillende groepe mense. So ons practice ook diversity, ons respekteer die volgende nasie, volgende groep mense. So daai is 'n groot challenge elke dag.
Sothos, Swazis, Shangans, white people, and knowing for a fact Koti during those years at the back, 1990s and all those apartheid benjane in the mining industry.
There was no critical mass of previously disadvantaged individuals like myself. So it was always a challenge to assimilate, to understand the culture.
They come to Mozambique without communication of English.
Now I knew 2 English words, or actually 3, hello, goodbye and Coca-Cola.
Letsatsi la ka la pele le ke ga lebala la o jiro ha ka mo. Interview ne ke etswa. Ke ne ke etswa ka fana ka lo butso potso tse pedi fela fumana hore ke mo fa tsona di le jwalo fela ka hobane o butuna sebetsa mine ne re hana le batho ba bang a patlhaketse hae. Bana ba rata hore ba bue fana ka lo ene ke nka gona mo bona mo.
In interviewing for my first job, the then chief executive, Mark Kudafani, said, "What do you think we're trying to do here?" And I gave him lots of clever ideas about industry-leading returns and beating benchmarks and everything else. And he said, no. He said, actually, what we're trying to do is make the world a better place. So he says, it just happens that our vehicle is gold mining. And, that really spoke to the, to the idealist in me.
My dad started working here many years ago, I think when I was born, which was in 92. And then my mother also came to the company, so they've been here for a long time, so them and Anglo are actually a family.
I was raised by the money from AngloGold because ubaba wami bekesebenza AngloGold, bhuti wami bekesebenza AngloGold, then I became the employee of AngloGold.
Le monate a mpetsa tshela o qala o fitla ke hiro company ene ke hiro ka di 5 tsa December 1983.
Ke qadile ka go mokoti ka boga mosi.
Benqala ungena nandiqala ubona umgodi sukela ndandingawazi nowazi.
Hey, hayitwayele indawo
We are surrounded, amatshe all over, left, down, up, ngamatshe. Then uma ungabe umuntu wesifazane, sometimes you feel ukuthi no, akusiyo indawo efanele mina.
Ngithuke kakhulu. Ngikangoma ndanikhala nokukhala ngoba ndangaqhelanga ikheshi.
Mo mining mona ne. Agatla ka gore ke a rata one sort. Mining ke fitlile iso le gore ke struggle sa life.
2009 my dad passed away, and then because my mom akasebenzi and I have a child, I have a daughter, ekufuneka ndi-providing, I had to come here.
Mona ke tsitsa ke mathata atla company ya nkamoela ya mphamela le melawana ka melao le melawana yo mphanyona ke ya moela
ke sapota malapa a magago ke le mong ga ke sana mme ga ke sana ntate lapeng re tswetswe re le bagago ke bashangana ba babedi le ngwana na le mong so abuti wa ka o la hlokagala ke setse le bana ba hae o na le bana ba 7 khaitsedi ya ka hanya le ona le bana ba 4 nna ke na le bana ba 2 e le gore batho ba ona ka go fela ke ba mahetleng a ka ke a bona gore ba ja ke yona ntho e etsang gore ke tswe bosigo ke ye mosebetsing gobane ga ke sa etse jalo ga ona mong ka ba ka ja teng ga ona mo ba ka ba ja teng
umsebenzi emayinini baba kunzima kuphela ke ngoba umsebenzi awukho and kufanele sinyamezele for ifamily zethu.
Uba bekuthiwa bekuya ngokuno kwabe bengase kanti siqhamla kulaa mana yayisetla entlango eyithutywa ngoyekuvini kwabasela yena kodwa ke ngoku ke impilo iyasetyenzwa empilweni.
Ga ona tsela e senang mepa ga ona ntho e leng gore e tla tla ga bobebo bophelong o tlameya go tseba go na le di-challenge go na le bothata go na le botle.
Igama lami Thina wakandwandwe bangibiza ngomfundisi because of what I do. I preach the gospel each and every day wherever I go. Most of us, we do not know God. This is the environment whereby we must speak to God and we must pray for people so that they can encounter the intimacy of God.
Noba ndisiva kunzima ndibe ndicinge Nkosi yami kanene kukho aba bantu bajonge kuze impilo yabo nokuba beqhubeka ibheke phambili. Ndivele ndicinge bona ndicinge umndeni wami ngonke nje uphela nje Nkosi yami vele ngithixo ndipha amandla vele wawusoshilo wena wathi indoda iyawusho umjuluko webunzilayo kungakho kuzalisekelo gama ke ngoyingakho ndilapha.
Athandaza nakunzima cela Nkosi uNkulunkulu asivulele indlela qhubeka siye phambili indlela zibe mhlophe sisebenza.
Matthew chapter 6 verse 33 says, "First seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these shall be done to you."
I completed matric in 1993 and 94 ke dula fela ke ntse ke maketa. Lucky enough ke ne ke rometse CV ka yone 93 a ke fetsa but ba mpitsa ka 95. Setse ke tlhobogile. But I was so happy having pizza.
You know, my very first day, it was an exhausting day because I was engaged as a section operator. So being part of the section operator, you've got to go, through certain tests, fitness tests and stuff.
That's actually the first day I like I get less than 50 weight. Bankisa kitchen ba dijo tse dintsi for 3 days ba mpha dijo hela ntse ke nwa motogo wa re ba nontsha up until ke at least ke kgona go fitlhela more than 55 kg.
All newbies, we were 12 at that stage. We had to start off from the start wearing gumboots, hard hats, everything was new to me. So I think maybe the first 400 meters, I was so exhausted. I just stood there. My chest was literally burning. But for me, that was like, yes, it's a start.
When I qualified and I got my red seal for being a boilermaker on the mine, I think that's any artisan's highlight, I think.
Incedile kakhulu ikhampani kuba ndiphila phansi komzalo oyi-1 sizalwe ekhaya siba 5 ndimndodwa indoda so bonke abanye abantu ababengasebenzi bendiye umuntu oqala ukusebenza ekhaya kodwa bebadala kum so ndikwazile ukuba ndincede ekhayeni ndenze ngazo ndlela zonke nangona ke bekungeneliseki kodwa bekufana nakweminye imizi kungakhohlelanga kakhulu.
Ke ikutlwa ke thabile haholo ke tswa ka rantlo ya ka ke thabile ke kena ka ke tla mosebetsing ke fa ke kena ka khesheng ke ya mokoti batho ba bangata ba re wa tshosa mara ka baka la hore o tla nthong e o e thabelang e o e ratang o ba le matla ka tshebetso e o e sebeletsa le ha o tjhaisa o thabile ka baka la hore ke mosebetsi o ratang o AngloGold o re fileng ona.
Mosebetsi wa ka jo o nkentse batho o nkentse dintho ke motho ke leng ene ka lebaka la mosebetsi wa ka ke a respectiwa la ke fa go strateng ke motho ya ka batho ba bang wa bona.
Like after school I knew, like my father just told me straight, my daughter, I don't have money to send you to varsity and whatever. The only thing I can do is try to get you work. Today I'm driving a car, house.
Bana ba ka ba kena sekolo ke a ngolokolete. Family ya ka ya ja ke a ngolokolete. Ka ofela le ba bang ke khona ho ba hira jwale ka nna ke a ngolokolete.
So I'm the proud father of 3 children. I mean, I was able to put those kids through university with the support of the mine.
Managed to pay Lobola through the salary that was 80 and managed to have a family, a house, and my children sent to university because of AngloGold Ashanti.
First day, yeah. Ke a lefifela ga ke fitla ga ke fitlile ke gona go aga 3 room go lape ka shelter leave.
I've never thought myself being to Swaziland because of my friends and my colleagues and people that I'm working with, to Lesotho, to Mozambique, and meeting all different kinds of people. I mean, it's quite a big journey. I mean, it's not just being me here at the mine. It was a broad learning thing for myself actually.
Those friendships just continue forever, and I hope that I'm going to be able to just nurture them into the future as well.
The family parties that we used to go to, they're always fun because I'd always get new friends and then there will be slides and everything else. Those are the memories I've got with Anglo.
If I look around me in my community that I've stayed in for so many years, I can see that we've made a difference as AngloGold. I can see kids that actually went to university would never have had that opportunity, that their parents not earn a decent income.
I'm the firstborn at home. I had my brothers, my sisters. I love those guys. So I actually, for the first 15 years, I didn't have my own kids. So I took care of those guys. I was helping them out. I never encouraged any one of them to come to the mines.
I ke ba hopola bana ba ka ba la ka letla mahlono hore ba ska sokola jwale ka ha ke sokutse nna ndata bo ba ye sekolong ba phile hantle ba ke ho ni bophilonyana bo sharpnyana.
Going underground, that thing, it's not easy. It's scaring sometimes. Sometimes keshiyama, you understand? Sometimes man uyacima, then you ask yourself, you understand? So I don't want to see her elapha mna kule ndawo ndikuyo.
It's like in the army. In the army, join the army today, you can die. Same as applies in the mine. You can join today as a mining industry, tomorrow full of ground or gases, something like that, then you can lose your life as well.
The statistics, on fertility during those days was terrible. I still remember in 1992, I think the statistics, if my memory serves me well, it was 278 fatalities.
Ngesikhathi ngisesemgodini sasebenza underground. Safika safumana amathuluzi ethu sawabeka kahle sabe sesiyaqala ukusebenza. This is a group of 5 but we were 3 on that team. Normally we use a shortcut. Then we use ipaka. There's something they call ipaka in order to pull that winch that we were pulling. And ngelishwa or ngebhadi ibhaki laphuma yabuya iwinchi lawela kuthi lo bhaki, but fortunately we took a cover, then we were safe.
Kuna la batho ba ile ba le mala. Una le ndadi mongana le pela ka haholo, o mo dikin ndadi seme. Le ula hatwa ke mago. ya ke gola ge la ga nka matsatsi a ba gago isa boneng ge mo fata ya le ntira ha ka ba ntshwa ga hantle le ka batla ke isa ena kana go yini ke a gopola ha e tlo ba ke ntate ana le pela ka go
March kulo nyaka lo nge 5 if ngikhumbula kakuhle ke kwa shukuma umgodi wawa then kwalimala i-homeboy yami uxolani unqemeza bungasemqanduli so loo nto leyo yandiphatha kakubi kakhulu.
Back in 2000, we had around 400 just fall off ground related accidents on Tautona alone. 400 in 1 year. And that was unacceptable. But people at the time thought it was acceptable because it's a deep level mine. But there was a few people that said, no, we need to change.
It's a bad feeling I feel on that day. Then I think that's why I end up coming to safety. Because I saw that the shortcut can lead to something bad.
You know, people believe they come to the mine to work and then they will die at the mine. And we had to change that culture. And we then thought, you know what, why can't we change the culture and the belief of people to say, you know, this is a butchery. Why can't we change it to say, this is the best mine to work on?
You know, every day is a life struggle. And even as you sit in your office and you make decisions about the business, if you can just keep that in mind, I think it just enhances your decision making, that every day you are actually just affecting people's lives, changing people's lives, and people are putting their lives at risk.
We took on the journey, put in a lot of initiatives, from closing shaft pillars, having safety days, having safety engagements, all of those things.
Njengoba bendikhe ndasebenza 120 now eTautona mine, ndisebenze noBarren Stradom, and kuyona section yayideep apho Barren Stradom wasebenza ngaphezulu kwe6 months engalimazanga. Yenye into eyandithatha mna yandibonisa ukuthi zero harm is achievable at our lifetime.
Bayavuya abantwana bam bandibuyela ekhaya, even if nditshayise late ndifika ifowuni yami ine-missed call benewari ukuthi iwayo uma bengabuyi, ndifike ndithi hayi ndikhona ndibuyile nditshayise late kuphela.
Kwi-mining industry, especially kwi-tip level mining, when you achieve a million fatality free shift, it is not easy. And we achieved 2 million fatality free shift. I was very happy on that day, because it simply means that akukho mntu oya wafa emayini iminyaka emibili, and it's a big mistake.
For the mere fact that I've been a residence manager since from the year 2000, my biggest joy is when to see residents, employees coming from underground, getting into the residence, getting nice food, nice shower, and then also going to the TV rooms, the entertainment rooms to enjoy themselves, because the residence, it's another home for the residents, especially for those that are coming from far away.
The way re phelang ka teng le management ya rena re treatang ka teng ya understand, because before we are staying in one room with 8 people or 10 people, but they started to change to privacy. Everyone stay in his room now. Hana tjena wa khona ho tswa mosebetsing o na le advantage ya hore o khona ho phomola ha e sa le ntho e lapile ya hore motho a fihla hore a setsa ha tswa mosebetsing.
In this difficult time that we faced in COVID-19, the value of these companies always say people is our business, and we always respect our people.
Babanye bafowethu la eMashafkini amakampani abaphathanga kakuhle, but thina basebenza ba-AngloGold Ashanti bekade sibhadala a full pay ungasebenzi uhlele emakhaya.
I'm very thankful for that, because I was in Mozambique three months back without confidence that I will get my salary, but fortunately the company make their promise.
One of the values of AngloGold Ashanti is that communities will be better off. if you go back and look at how much we continue to spend on developing people, you would know that this company does care for careers and again our impact in the communities.
I was member of the Future Forum, and I can attest to that project that AngloGold has done for the communities. It clearly shows that they wanted to make sure that they don't just leave people, in a desolate. They make sure that whoever was part of them, becomes a better person.
Every time we deliver on the projects and the promise, it's a highlight all the time. It's resolving community problems that are affecting the operations and career development within the organization itself.
I don't remember anyone that was deprived opportunities to develop themselves and be equipped for the future. So whatever challenge comes in front of me, with the background that I got from AngloGold Ashanti, I believe I can stand whatever storms coming my way.
As a black woman, you have gender challenges in the workplace, in a very male-dominated environment.
When we got here, I think we were the second group on the second year who came in Boneng, and then the men to adjust the women are here now. For them, it was very difficult to welcome us.
During our times, women were not allowed. Men used to shout and use vulgar language every time they see a woman in the residence or in the hostel.
Having to prove yourself as a black female in a senior leadership position, at every point your compatibility is being challenged. You have to, always remind people that you also have gone to school, you've studied, you've learned, you know something.
Sine women in mining siyakhona ukuya kuyo uchaza ingxaki yakho ukuthi ne problem esona, so sometimes iye ilunge loo nto loyo buqhubeke ubomi.
Coming into the company, I think certainly I saw this very strong commitment by the top leadership in the company to develop more women leaders. But of course, it did require the role models in the organization to cascade that mindset throughout the organization, be it at the mine sites, be it in an office environment. And so I think certainly what we have been able to do is make, some positive traction in that regard. Obviously, there's a lot more that needs to be done.
It is my very wish that in my period in the training department, can I produce female MOs? Can I produce at least one section manager who is a female?
So I've always seen myself, especially in my formation years in the industry, as a sacrificial lamb. If not me, who? And I need to be there, I'm there for a particular purpose, to carve out a path for those that are to come. And allowing black women in mining to filter through also is part of transformation and part of sustainability.
Today I'm a miner, I am like mining man, which, it's very rare, because now when you're mining and mining, you are a leader on man. That's it.
If in AngloGold Ashanti, maybe it's women by now, the mining industrial process. There are the skills that we don't have.
It has been absolutely wonderful, in a sense that development-wise, I'm a better person than I was before I met Anglo. I started as a B5, now I'm a C upper person. Development-wise, it has actually helped me because I managed to study with UNISA. I'm in a process of studying the OETDP qualification.
Any company looks at performance. And if you perform, the company by nature will reciprocate and provide new opportunities for you.
I came here in the lowest group. I enrolled myself into the outbase, and I pushed up the outbase. Then I went up to do my N courses up to N3, mining. Then from there they developed me to become I am today.
I joined a company in the same age, 21 years.
zonke izinto ama-opportunities ende wafumana i-training, i-exposure to be a shift overseer now is because of this company, AngloGold Ashanti.
I started my apprenticeship, and worked all my way through from the stopes up through the shafts until eventually got a job as a wind electrician.
I joined AngloGold in 2003 as an engineer assistant. And then in 2010, I went to become a press secretary. It was a nice journey.
I was a conveyor belt operator, then 2012 I was promoted to a clerk, then from a clerk I was a miner in 2018, and last year I was appointed to a safety officer. So growth is here, progress if you are determined.
Most of my highlights are associated with some of my previous managers. I would solely put my success in any form of highlight in my career with what my managers did for me.
One day, Mr. Masopa was my AHRO. I got fascinated about him using the system that he was using, and I started sitting when he went to the loo, started sitting on his chair. When people coming in, I could assist them because I just saw what he did on the system. And since from that day, he said to me, "You will start working with me."
I had a fantastic guy who tried to teach us what mining is about and the famous Vanagalo language. And his name was Armando. Armando had an impact on me when I became a shift boss. And then I had the opportunity to get involved with developing other people. And somehow my mining career fortunately ignited my passion to develop people very early on. And I changed tack and I went into training and development for the rest of my life.
The first time I worked with John Tegane, unfortunately has passed away. He was so kind to me. Mr. Fred Grace, he was in charge of training center. He actually helped me with my blasting ticket. Even coming to surface when I got the job, but personally, he actually, when I asked him, because I wanted to become one of the training officers and I was young, he told me, "I will help you."
Omnye wabantu abansizayo kakhulu owayendimentorisha Lawrence Smith oseretire khona manje. He's a guy that built me and I'm very thankful for Lawrence Smith. Uba makabonisa confidence kum.
Michael Gladwell, in his book, he does talk about all those enablers of people to thrive and make it in life. I happen to have had those. I had a proper enabling environment within AngloGold Ashanti. Moses Mandodo, who's my current immediate outgoing boss, he did phenomenal sponsoring to me. But I shouldn't also forget the past CEO, Srinivasan Venkatakrishnan. He's popularly known as Venkat. He strongly took keen interest in talent in the company. And wherever you identified yourself to be willing to apply yourself extensively, he would be behind you. Many people he has sponsored and supported.
It's the opposite of the feeling that I had when I first time came here.
AngloGold re hlokela diposo gore hobaneng e tsamaile re foseditse ha go fitlile kae.
Ke sebeditse le American ya nsia ya banka AngloGold Ashanti ya ba ya nsia ka lonya gona le yona go itla ga ha ba neng company ke tla sebetsa le wena tsotle tse bang di teng mona tla di etsa nna le wena.
Ilifa elimnyama leli lisahlele. Ilifa elimnyama kuba konke besinakho asikwazi basawuphinde sibe nakho. Kona le company bisikhathalele kakhulu kwaye futhi bisiphethe nje abantwana bayo. Biyifamily le kuthi.
My heart is really broken. Because for now, if I can tell you the truth, I managed to change my life. I drive every day. I feed my kids. It was because of them.
It's never easy. You know, these are people who've really and literally sweated for the company. These are people who've made the company as successful as it is. And that's all an asset is a collection of people. And that's what makes it critically important.
There was a time when we were trying to come up with new technologies to mine at the depths that we are mining, and we're already close to 4 kilometers, and at its depth of current design, Poneng will go to 4.3 kilometers. To not be able to push that through, as a company that has the capacity to do things like that, was sad.
The way that this transaction was done was actually done with people at the center. And you can see even on the last day, that everyone is at peace.
It's an emotional time, but I also feel they're just going to be built from strength to strength.
Ek voel bittersoet. Ek is jammer dat AngloGold weggaan. Hulle was vir my baie goed geweest. Maar gelukkig het ek gewerk. En ons glo ons gaan die beste daarvan maak met Harmony. En ek glo Harmony gaan vir ons dit gee, Harmony.
I'm very much pleased to hear that there's a new company coming to take over. Because if there was any company, then it means Anglo would have gone without leaving us without having any jobs. So for the new company to come, I feel it's a wonderful thing. It's a good feeling for knowing that we still secure our jobs.
It's a sad separation. I think for me, the most difficult part is all of those relationships more than anything.
If you look at the legacy and the things that stay behind, everything you look at was built up by AngloGold Ashanti. I mean, if you look at the legacy, there's still a lot of projects, there's still a lot of work in the community, there's still a lot of educational assistance that AngloGold is going to assist with. There's still a lot of agricultural projects and everything that they still going to assist with to leave a legacy behind at the end.
We'll be doing work in the labor centering area in Merafong and Matlosana. It has to do with scholarships, teacher empowerment, young people empowerment, agronomy project. Opportunities that can come to the youth like music in Matlosana is quite critical. So I'm part of the team that's going to implement that legacy project.
And as I always say to my colleagues, the way we do things, history will judge us.
The fact is, AngloGold Ashanti's production, we derive over 60% of our production in Africa. So AngloGold will continue to have an African legacy.
It was good to be associated with the deepest mines, being AngloGold Ashanti. And yeah, we just from the bottom of my heart, I just want to thank AngloGold for everything that they have done to us.
So we say AngloGold, dilemo so Anglo ilarefa bupedo me ina gele sitho sa uasa moetapelo wa teng kere ka leboa AngloGold ka tsela e sebitseng ka yona rona.
I won't lie and say now that they're leaving, I'm left stranded. I am definitely not stranded. I'm well equipped through AngloGold Ashanti.
Siyabulela kakhulu. Kangangethuba mina ke bevele ngiqale ndafika nisebenza kulo kwizinto engincede ngazo amandla enikeze wona nezinto endinazo ngoku ndizithole kuyo uba ngaba bekuthiwa ayikho anizazi ba mhlambe ngendinazo na izinto endinazo ngoku so ndithi siyabulela kakhulu.
The experiences that I've been able to get in my 16 years, I don't think any other organization would be able to give me those experiences.
AngloGold Ashanti to have
a partnership with AngloGold, it was a great thing for us as employees. We loved it a lot.
AngloGold Ashanti, mina ngiyayibonga ingiphethe kahle njengalokubuka nje esikhipha ngibathe ngasehlisa sisho kwala kancane ukukhomba kona ukuthi hayi sho ukuthi besisebenzisana kahle.
We are so grateful ukusebenza nale company since isiphethe kahle ever since the company isiphethe kahle. I don't have complaints.
I think Harmony built a gold company, but the gold is really in the people.
So AngloGold bye-bye.